Or I guess this is roads paved sacrifice. So I noticed the quest seems to be getting more and more fucked up. As you stole on Alice, I said we must continue. Notice the change in our surroundings. Perhaps this is the memory of an altogether different world. It would be prudent to learn more of it then. Tread carefully, lest we lose our footing in this sand. Oh, so maybe these are... Okay. So maybe this is fragments of different worlds. Like fragments of different destroyed worlds. Like this was the fragment of, I don't know, I guess Midgardsormr's world that was destroyed by Omega. Maybe, judging by this fort here with like the tiles I recognize, the black and silver metals. So what's this world then? I'm assuming we should recognize, so it's a lot of sand, so... It's not the first is still here. Were not for the violet crystal embedded in its surface, it would appear as an ordinary stone. Maybe. A curious script hath been etched upon them. Alas, it's not a language with which I'm familiar. I cannot say I recognize it either. If it's a bunch of like symbols, then it may be the robot, because there are robots inside the spiral tower leading to the floating fortress in FF1. Nor I. The dragons, from what I recall, preserve their knowledge in song and eschew the written word entirely, so we may assume this is the work of another race, one we've yet to encounter. Meteon claimed the dragon's world suffered a slow death, seeking the release of oblivion. What life we find here, like as not, doth wend its way towards a similar end. Oh. What do you suppose that is over there? I'm not sure. It's hard to make it out at this distance, but its surface seems to bear the same crystals as this monument. Meaning there's a chance we may find whoever built them both. We should go and have a look. Come on. Let's go see. If this is like an FF1 reference, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, what FF1 references are there in this game? Aside from Chaos, I guess, and Omega, the Warrior of Light, I guess. There's no Four Fiends in this game. There is Tiamat, which I guess is one of the Four Fiends in FF1. Where's Jack? Where's Jack Final Fantasy in this game? He needs to be in this game. They should have done an event with that. Hail, travelers. This is the most unexpected occurrence. Oh, hello there. Is this your home? Indeed it is. Forgive me. I had forgotten. An exchange of introduction is expected when first meeting those with whom is unacquainted. Huh. When the vibration of vocal folds was still required to convey our thoughts, an intention, Ia, I believe, was a pronunciation used when referring to our people. Though it's not entirely applicable given our present state, you're welcome to use this appellation. As for the nomenclature to address my individual person, I believe it be pronounced Kopkug. Yes, Kopkug, of the E. We have encountered beings that communicate entirely through thought, but never one that is wholly without voice. I presume we're having this conversation via the medium of ether, or dynamis, as this place is suffused with vast quantities of it. Fascinating in either case. I gather your response to my presence is positive, then. That is well, for there's something I wish to ask of you. Like yourselves, we E are ether-based life forms. Therefore, it may be surmised that your bodies are of comparable biological composition to those we once possessed. I have a number of queries regarding your subjective perception of the five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. In total, I prepared 198,712,180,827. Wow, I read all that and like instantly, no problem. That's rather a lot, isn't it? Ah, my apologies. I've omitted a great many details necessary to understand the nature of my request. Though we dispensed our corporeal vessels long ago, we have rediscovered a need for the flesh and have endeavored to recreate our erstwhile forms. However, all pertinent records have been lost due to the passage of time. Take, for example, the nervous system. It is well within our power to recreate, but we have no frame of reference for sensations one experienced by our people, which may compromise our ability to interact with our physical environment. And the reason you need to regain corporeal forms? Why, to bring an end to our existence, of course. Ah, so them too, like the dragons. Though need is perhaps too strong a word, it'd be a simple matter to unmake ourselves through the use of etheric extinguishers, or whatever that word is. But such a death seems inadequate. The traditionalists among us believe, believe proper death requires an inescapable sense of impermanence in one's final moments, an experience found only with bodies of flesh. We should very much like to hear more of your plans. In exchange, we'll answer any questions you have to the best of our ability. Such an exchange of information would indeed prove useful. Very well. To ensure efficacious exchange, I hereby invite you to our home. Yes, the abode of the E, where we traditionalists prepare for our demise. I presume your consent to answer questions is indicative of a tacit approval of our plans, in which case, your cooperation is greatly appreciated. I must caution you, however, to be mindful of the E wandering the desert. The desire for bodies of flesh could be described as overzealous. Now if you would follow me. This is going rather smoothly. Not that I'm complaining, mind. Even so, we mustn't forget their aim is oblivion, much like the dragons. Though I fail to see why a civilization so seemingly advanced would choose to unmake all they've created. At any rate, we should find no answers dallying here. Let us be on our way. So I'm assuming as we go throughout this, all of our friends are we're gonna slowly lose one by one our friends to open up the next area. Welcome to our abode. Most of our compeers, you will find, remain idle in their domiciles, though your quizzical expressions indicate my phrasing is unclear. A lightning returns vibe? I don't know. Maybe. I haven't played much of 13.3 or Lightning Returns. I speak, of course, of the violet crystalline constructs hanging from the stone structures there. Just little pods. You say they remain idle, but what of your work to regain corporeal bodies? Desert has a desert level? Yeah, I know it has a desert level, but that's like about it. Again, it's a stretch. An astute question, and understandable given your finite nature. We have no desire to pursue our research, for it's no longer necessary. In our idleness, we are struck by sudden inspiration. We rise to pursue said inspiration to its conclusion. That's why I That's why I was present for your arrival, and why I continue to engage with you still. But while the others are not currently in a motile state, rest assuredly would not object were you to disturb their respite. You need only cast your thoughts towards one of their crystalline domiciles to communicate. Okay, we can talk to him. Did your inquiries yield satisfactory responses? Not really. I see. If they fail to answer, then it's likely because their minds have unraveled due to prolonged idleness. They are not but concentrated aether now. Worry not, there are no others who have need of those lodgings, and they will not prove a hindrance to remain as they are. But more importantly, you said some few did answer your request for an audience, yes? I imagine they'll be with us ere long. Okay. Ooh, getting more fucked up, the dialogue, or the quest names. So this one's, what, Flesh Abandoned? I had no luck, but everyone else fared well enough. Quite a few E have awakened. Ah, there they are. Here's some more. Hello. May I introduce you to La Lak, Du Deek, and Ni Neeg. Okay. It has been too long, Cope Koog. I dare say, Sadir 4 has since completed an orbit. Indeed, until the travelers brought it to my attention, I hadn't noticed how unraveled some had become. Travelers? Ah, of course. The ones who wish to know why we seek to regain corporeal forms. The truth of the matter is as plain to see as neighboring systems, but my single account would fail to satisfy the requirement for scientific objectivity. Thus I bid them to awaken you. I'm not the only one who struggles to tell who's speaking. Nay, thou art not. In the absence of corporeal forms, and the divergence they afford, mayhap such similarity in voice is unavoidable. By the way, Cop Koog, have you already observed the requisite custom for the travelers? That which one is expected to do when receiving guests, a matter of proper form. Ah, yes. So long has it been. It completely escaped my mind, and still does. What was it again? I can't seem to remember. These guys. Neither do I. Pity. I was hoping you would. Perhaps we can search for the archives for the answer. Come now, Ned Needg. The archives have long been frozen, lest we subject ourselves to further dolor. I suggest you recall that much, or surely you recall that much. Of course, food. The custom is to serve food. Beings of flesh, such as they must regularly replenish their ether. By contributing to their replenishment, we communicate our friendly intention. That's right. We duly invite you to join us in communal repast, after which we may engage in leisurely conversation. If you have a chance to learn something, then I see no reason to decline. These guys, these ghosts. Excellent. If you would care to follow, we shall feast you on the purest ether. Guess we're going to have dinner with these ghosts. Alright, let's go. Oh, it's right over here. Okay. So is this the dining table? This facility is where we replenish our ether. There's no particular name for it, but we traditionalists sometimes use the word restaurant. Now then, if you would take your place with your comrades, the space will soon be awash with purest ether. Please absorb as much as you'd like. Okay, I guess we're gonna stand here and just... Oh, there's quite a few of them. Enjoy dinner. What'd you guys have for dinner? I had barbecued pork, broccoli, and mashed potatoes. It was really good. I cooked the pork myself. But still for a rush of sweet ether. Nothing seems to happen. I just need to wait a little longer. Oh. Nothing seems to happen. Just as I suspected. As meticulously as one might recreate the E's home world, this is Ultima Thule. One cannot simply generate ether here. As recreations, our friends are oblivious to this fact, to the very truth of their existence, much like the phantoms on the recreated Amarot. Yeah, that's true. However, appearances may seem, we must ever be mindful that it is the memories of the dead with whom we deal. Okay, so it's like it's an Amarot situation. They don't know they're dead. So, did you have your fill of ether? Alas, we couldn't absorb it. A deficiency in our forms, it would seem. I thought I was going to lie and say yes, we enjoyed it. It was delicious. Oh, how very unfortunate. May I ask how you normally replenish your ether? Through your mouths, you say? How very primitive and quaint. To think that their mouths serve not only to expel sound, but to draw in sustenance besides. Such life forms have long since vanished from our systems. Though we regrettably could not partake in your magnificent feast, rest assured we feel your welcome most keenly. In the course of acquainting ourselves with your sophisticated ways, however, we cannot fail but wonder, wherefore do you wish to obtain vessels of flesh, and thence to vanish? Will you not favor us with an explanation? You flesh and blood beings are always so hasty. It does have its charm, however. Very well, we shall indulge you. In the beginning, when the yet possessed corporeal bodies, our ancestors dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge and technological advancement. By transcending all limitations, we believe we could eliminate sorrow and abide in true happiness. Well, as we learned from Zodiac and Heidelin, you can't have that. That's what we learned, right? It was Medion when she kind of went crazy, who said that in an effort to find true happiness or whatever, they killed themselves or destroyed themselves. So that's when the final days came. People were sacrificing themselves to summon Zodiac to try to keep a perfect existence, but they would only just end up destroying themselves because that, and then Venat made Heidelin as a statement that you can't have a perfect world. You gotta just deal with it, which I've said earlier, but again, just proving that. From tangible such as land to the intangible such as labor, there exist myriad hindrances to progress, but the most conflicting of all was the flesh itself. Our natural lifespan was distressingly middling, you see, too short to enjoy our unhurried lives, yet too long to be considered disposable. Furthermore, to simply maintain the integrity of our bodies demanded considerable resources. But we managed to solve this problem. After long years, we discovered how to become non-corporeal entities with everlasting lives, untroubled by the failures of the flesh. Thus changed, we had more time and freedom to continue our scientific pursuits. We went on to make ever greater strides in our quest to transcend all limitations, until we finally decided to challenge the last of them all, the limit of knowledge. That is to say, deciphering the laws of creation. We sought to discover how the universe came into being and explain all extant phenomena, and thence predict the future. If we could but achieve this, we believe that we would be free from uncertainty and anxiety. Did you find the answers you sought? Yes, we did. Our efforts revealed to us the fundamental truth. Knowledge of said truth is essential for the continuation of our conversation. If you would learn more, we will share this with you. No, we mustn't. Primitive as they are, it would be unspeakably cruel to deprive them of their ignorance. They are possessed of corporeal forms. Their lives readily ended. As those who have gone before, it is not our duty to warn them. What thinkest thou? We have deliberated and come to a consensus. If you are resolved to know it, we will disclose to you the truth we discovered, the truth of the universe. Seek us at the stone pillars just outside the bounds of the abode, a place called, Elegea. I'm assuming after we talk to these guys, Y'shtol's gonna sacrifice herself to open the way. Alright, 7 more quests after this. A fundamental truth. We will hear it, of course. Let us learn what has led such an enlightened people to this indolent end. What's this next quest going to be? Even more scrambled names? Where knowledge with an infinity symbol leads. Ere we join the E, there is one trifling matter I would fain investigate. Masumi, Grahatia, might I trouble you for your assistance? But of course. My thanks. We shall head outside the abode, if you would kindly follow me. I know not mischief you're plotting, Urianger, but I trust you have our best interest at heart. Rest of us shall go on ahead to Elegea. Lest you worry, we won't start without you. Okay. Aye, this place shall serve. Is this the spring that you wish to investigate? Pray forgive me, my friends, but there's naught to investigate. It was but a pretense to speak in private. What's up, Urianger? To have our undivided attention. Or you have our undivided attention. What are you going to tell us? As we have established, here in Ultima Thule, those denizens of ruined stars are created in their twilight days. Yet one question doth arise in my mind. So faithfully formed are the simulacra, they believe themselves yet amongst the living. How dost thou suppose this is possible? Yeah, Michion made contact while they still lived. That's what we know. She was, or a bunch of them were sent out. Maybe that could be why? Of course, she must have visited the stars of the dragons in the E before either race perished in their entirety. Thus could she make their emotions her own, and with them create more faithful simulacra than she had relied on, had she relied on any historical account. So too did I theorize, and, upon that assumption, consider how those two races have met their demise. According to thine own tale, Michion perceiveth the emotions of those nearby as her own. A heightened sense of empathy intrinsic of her own nature and as an entelechy. In the course of her starfaring journey, if she encountered beings who strongly desired a cessation of their existence, she would be powerless before that desire. Even as she possesseth the power to grant it, the power of Dynamis, 'tis my supposition that, overwhelmed by their longing for death, Michion did unleash Dynamis and usher the dragons in the E unto their doom. So she caused it. So, every bad thing that happened in this game, pretty much, Michion kinda was the catalyst for it. Maybe. Of course, such was not always the outcome. Full many stars did she already find already lost to ruin. That too. In order to create a terminus, however, the fervent desire for the end is essential. Therefore, should you struggle to find a way forward, pray ask yourselves this: in the place where you stand, whose is the soul you yearn the most desperately for oblivion? Why do you tell us this now? Ne'er again would I betray your trust, this pledge I did make to my comrades. In bringing thee to my confidence, I would remain true to my word. Also, Roundry gonna give himself up this time? As for thee, let us consider it my fitting reward for the secrets I harbored to the Crystal Exarch. I once placed my faith in thy chosen path, walking at thy side, full knowing that they were bound for thy demise. I ask now that thou returnest the favor, and abide in faith as I fulfill mine own destiny. That seems like it. If you say my debt has come due, how am I to refuse? So fuck, we're losing a Ryanje now? We're having less and less friends. 'Tis indelicate of me, I know full and well, and I can but beg thy forgiveness. Even if I must needs go to such lengths, I cannot well feign ignorance of the answer I have found within. Answer the question, in what moment might I stand the strongest? After all we've been through, I'll say only this. Do what you must. Do what you must and see your conviction through. I shall, my friend. I shall. Without further ado, then, let us go to join our comrades. Okay. So it sounds like Urianshe is going to be the next one to go. So yeah. The more we get closer to finishing this, the less and less friends we're going to have. Oh, there's those footsteps there. Let us be off to Elegea. Okay, let's get going then. So, less and less of us are going to be there to see this to the end. I mean, they're giving themselves up to move us, to keep us moving on through to the. See, I'm confident we'll save everybody.
Please continue. Tell us about this truth you discovered.
Very well.
Oof.
Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge, for such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not. We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world. We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same panic-induced cataclysm that befell Deneb 3. As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
You are entirely too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
Okay then.
In the beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand.
Oh fuck, so it's explaining the fucking Big Bang.
Having remained entirely in the bounds of your star, the phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp. But this expansion has since continued unabated.
And it's kind of true.
Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery.
I was gonna say we don't know how big space is. All this space talk, space travel. Space could be infinite.
The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies. Eventually, all heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze. No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter into an eternal ice age. hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous, we scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter.
This reminds me of, you know that one meme where it's like 12-year-old me discovering that the world, like the sun will explode in 8 billion years or whatever. It's like someone freaking out. It reminds me of this. Oh, this reminds me of that, I should say.
The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it. Beneath the weight of this knowledge, our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort. Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost. No civilization would rise from our ashes. No scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir. Intellect was once our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility.
Again, this is kind of people say, like, I don't know, this is getting like philosophical and whatnot now, which I'm not a philosopher. I'm a fucking streamer. Alright, what the fuck do I know, right? But I don't know, people always say like mankind will be the bearer of its own doom or whatever. Which, that may be true. We never know.
Immortality, our greatest invention, became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by means of etheric exsanguinators. Etched upon these stones are the testaments of such souls. Though many left no words at all, thinking it a pointless gesture. Once we have obtained vessels of flesh, we likewise intend to vanish. If you understand this, understand aught of our tale, you will abandon your quest for knowledge. Ignorance truly is bliss. If you would cling to your illusory happiness, remain primitive and pure. It is the only way.
She's pissed.
So that's your story. While I appreciate your advice, I will not heed it. Convinced though you may be of this truth, it is yours and not mine. Indeed, truth, I have ever believed, is in the eye of the beholder.
Are you suggesting that we have reached a faulty conclusion? That our science failed us?
Oh, you still is gonna...
Hardly. As you yourself said, the subject matter is beyond my comprehension. And that, I accept, is true. I do not possess the knowledge to prove or disprove your conclusion. In my mortal years, I doubt I could even approach the wisdom of the air. But of one thing am I absolutely certain. I would not be happier in ignorance.
Yeah, she's gonna sass him up.
Y'shtola, no! You mustn't!
Uh-oh. So she can be the one to go next?
The most important lesson I've learned
For now?
is that learning isn't simply passing one's eyes over words. Nay, it is when understood for oneself that knowledge attains its true value. This is what has sustained me, driven me onward in joy and wonder, in anger and sorrow. The universe may end, and all may be for naught. But I will live as I always have. I will always seek out new knowledge. And no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire.
I suppose it is only to be expected. Their feeble minds cannot fathom the terrifying gravity of it all. But worry not. We consider it our duty to enlighten you, and we will not stop until you grasp the full extent of our despair.
Hello, Zach. So yeah, I think they're gonna... Yeah, there's another... What is it? Meteon bird. Yeah, I'm gonna finish Endwalker. I know already.
Come on, and listen well.
So yeah, I guess she's gonna be sacrificing herself to go to the next.
Though my body will soon dissipate, there may be a way to restore it.
Yeah. We're definitely gonna get our friends back.
Asm's
100%.
magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back.
Oh yeah. Can I do that?
Mustn't,
Oh.
For it would mean losing our way forward. This I only reveal so that you can promise not to invoke the magic.
Okay. So, plan. Kill Meteon, save the world, summon our friends back with Asm's crystal.
We came here
Easy.
knowing what victory may cost. So press on. Press on, and do not look back.
I shall join thee,
Oh, he's coming too?
as subterfuge is not required. Thou shalt not suffer for mine absence.
Riange.
It's like double the path
My
forward.
resolve hath never been as strong as thine. Full oft have I wavered in my decisions, and afterwards been stricken with regret. In spite of this, I may still stand with my comrades, supporting them as they attempt the greatest of feats. This truth I have learned in the course of our journey. And many though my shortcomings may be, I may also claim to excel in prophecies. My studies, into which have granted me the flexibility of mind needed to bend this malleable reality. Thus shall I hope that thou mayest have the strength to resist, and our comrades the strength to continue.
Alright, we gotta keep going for all our friends.
With you to urge us on, how could we possibly fail?
Okay, so... There they go. So it's only, what, me, the twins, and Graha now. For now, at least. Yeah, until we get them back. And they're gone. Is that the way forward?
What's this? An extinguished civilization. Rekindled.
Hmm?
That's right. Our quest doesn't end here. We'll press on, and we will find you.
Hell yeah.
There. That's where you'll find me.
This big old rock above us.
Another star.
Yeah, 'cause I think when we first got
Of
here...
the stars we visited, most were already devoid of life. And where there was life still, the inhabitants wished for death.
I think when we first got here, I asked what this big old rock floating above us
But
was.
even death, we learned, isn't truly the end. it is but a part of the cycle of rebirth. Souls return to the star, or in its absence, a larger flow. And eventually they are reborn, alive again, to know suffering anew. True salvation lies not in dying. It lies in not being born. This is the gift I would give to you. To all life on beautiful Atheris. To that end, we created an egg wherein life cannot quicken. That dead sun.
I was supposed to say the bird girl is chilling inside a giant egg. Well, I guess she literally called it an egg.
Attain it if you can. Before your friend's emotions fade away. Along with their protection.
So yeah, we gotta hurry up. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, dude, this is so exciting. All right, not a lot left. We got like 5-6 more quests left, and we're done, I'm sure. Unless some 8th occurrence bullshit. I mean, I'll do those later off stream. This is more important. But yeah, we're almost done Endwalker. Can you believe it? It's been what, like a month and a half since we started it, and we're already done it. I mean, what? Shadowbringers took me like a year, a year to do, only because I had to go back and did do all the old raids and trials. That's what put me a year off from finishing Shadowbringers. But yeah, there's nothing to catch up on, so it's literally just do nothing but MSQ, and we've done it. This like month and a half. It's been fun. Victory Lost, I'm going to assume that's the quest name. Oh, I did do Bahamut. I did Bahamut a long time ago. I did all the Bahamut raids, so. Are you all ready to continue on? Then let us make for where that light shone. You still and Urianger have opened the way for us. So it is a Dead Star Reborn, as Meteon said. So what does that mean? Yes, I can feel it. The aether emanating from the arcane pattern. This is a portal and no mistake. Let us see where it leads. Portal of Wisdom. Oh boy. Okay. Where will this take us? Oh. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this is like Omega. Omega stuff. The level checkers or level tricker, I guess. Oh, it's the first Aether Current I've actually seen here. So this is Omega stuff. Ooh. Interesting. Because I did have my theory when we first got to this place that this was like the home, or at least like back here was like the home of like Midgard Soror and the dragons, because like the green glow looked like the arena we fought him in the Omega raids. This platform with like had these tiles or floor things. Huh. So, maybe you'll... Yeah, probably recognize this. My character will, at least, right? Because I did Omega, so... It should be something that I recognize, which I'm glad I did it. Amazing. Yet another civilization. That's what me bringing it up. Attacked as soon as you arrived. Not the most welcoming of places, is it? We must try to find denizens who are amenable to conversation. We should also get the lay of the land, see how far we can go. I'll help Alphino with that. In the meantime, you and Graha can search for friendlier folk. Okay. Apart from hostile beings, take care on your footing. I mistake the look of this terrain. Or mislike the look of this terrain. Not knowing what the locals are like, you'd best take care of yourselves. We'll find you once we've finished exploring. Okay, there's an aetheryte over there, so I'm assuming that's where we're heading. I expect the twins will seek the outermost bounds of the Isle, so I propose we search the central area. There are machines patrolling here and there, sentinels in all likelihood. Like those you encountered, they'll most certainly attack any who venture too close. So let's avoid them, and look for others that appear more approachable. Okay. And I'll grab this Aether Current as well. Oh, it's literally right here. Look, Mosme, the machines here do not appear hostile. Let's see if we can communicate with them. Begging your pardon, but we're searching for the denizens of the star. Unknown life forms detective, assigning generic label, interplanetary travelers. Greetings and welcome to the planet. The planet. Planet. What? Can you please repeat that? It appears your hearing organ is unable to process the name of it in our tongue. It may be translated into yours as Alphatron. Our people, meanwhile, are called the Omicrons, and you stand within one of our outposts. The Omicrons, you say? And what is it that you do here? We're preparing for war. With the dragons, maybe? As you presently do not have a designated target, you have nothing to fear. Should your star become designated, however, you will be taken into custody and or terminated. Not a little frightening, these Omicrons. At least they seem to be forthright. I'll see what else I can learn from this fellow. If you could try speaking with the others. All right, let's see what those guys gotta say for us. You learned a few things. So did I. Ere we share our findings, however, I believe it best to step outside the outpost. Come with me. Ah, there you are. We finished surveying the area. This will come as no surprise, but there was no way forward. There are portals like the one we used to get here, but those that worked only sent us to isolated isles. Then, as before, we must locate the embodiment of the emotion that bars the way. What of yourselves? Did you find anyone to speak with? Robots. So I was right. So the Omicrons seek to advance themselves through conquest. Following their victory over the dragons, they stand ready for the next campaign, but the leader is yet to issue new commands, and so they wait. I assume that was maybe when Omega did the Omega things. In such a place, who could it be but that fits Uriange's description? A soul whose yearning for oblivion surpasses all others. Uriange said this. During our investigation, before we joined you in Elegea. So that's the way of it. Why couldn't he just say it to all of us? Given what we know of this place, it's certainly a curious state of affairs. While the dragons in the Ia long for death, Omicrons long for conflict. As much that they may lead to destruction, it must be considered a distinct desire. In order to find the source for the dominant emotion, I believe we should seek out their leader, this Sir. According to M032, the first Omicron with whom we spoke, there is a console by which we might communicate with it. MO32 also added that it would be a pointless exercise, but that in itself, I believe, is worth investigating. What say you? Yeah. Let's go. Do I know I'm no longer getting quest XP? It's just money. Oh, what, am I level 90 quest now? These level 90? Oh, they are. Well, no wonder it's giving me no XP. There's no XP to be gained. So the console we seek lies on the far side of this aisle. Given the nature on the ground, the route may not be entirely direct as it seems. Let us all watch our step as we make our way. There's more Aether Current quests here, it seems. Again, we do those off stream later. This appears to be the console, but it seems unresponsive. Would you care to take a look at it? Sure. Let me handle this. What if it'll recognize me somehow? You try touching, smacking, and attuning with the console, but there's no response. Never mind. No luck, I see. There must be a way to activate it. There must.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
As am I. Operating such consoles is trying enough, but if we can't even activate it...
Perhaps there is a way. First, consider the world that has been recreated here. Its inhabitants were machines who gathered combat data to enhance themselves. And among the many wars they waged, the most notable was that against the dragons.
Mm-hmm.
As you've doubtless surmised, I believe this was the homeworld of Omega.
Mm-hmm.
Sid built a jamming device to defeat it, a device which generated massive bursts of lightning, its sole weakness.
I don't have that device with me.
That's all well and good, but what does that... Wait. You're
Oh.
not thinking to strike the console with lightning, are you?
Is he gonna do it?
As a matter of fact, I am.
Okay.
Ask yourselves this. Why would an entity as puissant as Omega not be designed to suppress the effects of lightning?
Because it relies upon it, or something akin to it, as a source of energy.
Oh, so we power it
My
up.
thoughts exactly. And there is a good chance the same is true of the Omicrons and their devices. So, shall I cast caution to the wind and try something reckless and dramatic?
Sure. Have at it.
Very well. Here I go.
Did it work?
It worked!
It worked. Cool. God, this fucking... the Omega music.
Open information communications module 1. Connection established. Transmission. Strategic Matrix Signal 1 now online. As a primary strategic matrix, you may address me as Sir.
So this is... Sir.
Checking for new communications. None found. All units, please maintain current state. End transmission. Closing connection.
Wait! We have questions for you. Of late, no mission orders have been issued. Why not? Has there been some manner of trouble?
Reply. The Extended Operations Unit is yet to determine guidelines for future assignments. All strategies are calculated, devised, and actioned in accordance with said guidelines. In the interim, all citizens are directed to maintain a state of combat readiness. End reply. Awaiting query.
Can you tell us why the Extended Operations Unit hasn't yet determined the guidelines?
Unable to comply. Information unavailable or access restricted.
In that case, is it possible for us to communicate directly with the unit?
Access denied. Unable to establish connection.
Is there anything you can tell us? Have there been any abnormalities, like a threat to the star or widespread unrest?
Reply. Negative. All citizens continue to operate at maximum efficiency.
And what happened?
Operations are suboptimal. Please proceed to a maintenance facility for evaluation. Otherwise, stand by at your designated post. End reply. End transmission. Closing connection.
So, we didn't really learn
Could
anything.
activate it again, but I doubt it would be productive. What do you think?
If all the Omicrons really were running as efficiently as it claimed, then I doubt they were hoping for life here to end.
Yeah, so what happened?
As this Sir told us, there just haven't been any new instructions, and everyone is standing by.
So they're just
Should be standing by at any rate.
chilling.
If there are those that are neglecting their duties, perhaps we can glean a clue from them. I propose we take another look around, and also try to find the operations unit.
Okay, so... Damn, so... We don't really know what's going on here yet. Let us focus on the search for our search on the outpost. Alice and I will try speaking with the Omicrons this time, in the hopes we might learn something new. Meanwhile, perhaps, you and Graha could observe them from a distance. These beings are systematic and routine by nature. If there are any that aren't, it shouldn't be too difficult to spot them. If there are no questions, let us begin at once. Okay. So I guess we go find out what's going on. As we came this way, I believe I spied a promising vantage point. Follow me. Okay.